Hi. I'm waiting for Sakshi Priyadarshi to join. Technically, he will be broadcasting from YouTube Live to LinkedIn audio channels also. So I hope it works. It's technically a YouTube Live session. The link for the YouTube Live is comment added to the comments. Okay. Whenever Priyadarshi is live, we'll start the conversation. Hi, Sakshi.
Hi, Ari. How are you?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Yeah,
Very good afternoon. Actually, I think it should be saying good evening.
yeah. Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening. So nice to see you on a
I'm
weekend
glad
evening.
that I joined this.
Perfect.
After a lot of conversation with me, I decided no, I will go with this live interview.
Perfect. You've been thinking about it since long time.
Yes, I came across your post and it's grabbed my. It's just I never go to the Slack and I just scroll it. I saw. Okay, let's give it a try.
Sure.
What I have accomplished till now.
You
Let's
said
see what you
Slack.
have done.
You said Slack.
Yes, yes, on the product folk. It's
Right,
come to
right. So I posted there only once, actually twice maybe. Um, that's my passive marketing channel. Uh,
okay.
I try to do it more on LinkedIn and Twitter, and now we are
I
doing
came
it.
across on Slack first, then I moved to the LinkedIn from there. Then I saw your profile and it integrates me. Like, okay, let's go with this.
Perfect. Yeah, I like the story, how it is catching up, huh?
Yeah,
How we are
I hope
connecting the
will be the momentum will be the same.
perfect, perfect. So I like the way you are, going towards being an aspiring. You are currently an aspiring product manager, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so the first question.
Yeah. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah. So you have the question. It's my responsibility to clarify the question once, right? So
Yeah. Sure.
before I start with the question, technically there is no viewer also, but let's talk about those who will be watching the video later. Hi, I'm Hariom. I'm conducting live video interviews with product managers like myself in the industry, and giving them some 40 to 30, 35 minutes to express themselves on live video. If assuming there are thousands of product managers and hiring managers watching you right now live, right? So assume
Yes.
that you are an accomplished product manager. So, and I have tried to simplify this as much as I can. Use your first 5 minutes as a story and a hook to connect with the audience. Think about it like, yeah, there are thousands watching live, right? So your 5 minutes starts now.
Okay. So, hi, I am Sakshi Priyadarshi. I'm a data analytics professional in the exciting field of solar and renewable energy. So my journey began in 2015. Not basically as a professional, but the moment I step out from my house for being an electrical engineer. So I belongs to Muzaffarpur, Bihar, which is a small city and a town you can say in Bihar. It's basically famous for the lychee in India. So to move out of a house is just a dream in itself for a girl in Bihar at that time in 15, and especially in my family. So I decided to go out and study further. I have faced many difficulties in that, but yes, definitely my parents supported me and I moved out of the house. So from then onwards, after 2015, I basically in each and every day I learned a lot till now, even today. My professional journey starts in 2019 when I started my journey with Eco Energy Insights as a graduate in training, engineer training. It was a near about 10 months journey where I came across how the industry works, how the corporate life is. I worked as a chat support system. Like you can say technical support to magnify this, or to enhance the skills. Like it's a technical support engineer role, where I came across the data scientists. I worked with them. I worked for the energy management and IoTs. So the data started fascinating me from there. The numbers basically. After that, I joined Amplus Solar just to seek a renewable professional life. I have a life where I want to maintain sustainably uh, from starting. Like I want to lead a sustainable life. So I started my journey with renewable energy as a pre-sales analyst with Amplus Solar. So Amplus was just starting its journey in residential solar at that time, and I joined as a pre-sales where I have to connect with the clients. Though basically in the starting days is a very normal job like a calling profile job, most of the people say why you are joining being an engineer to a calling profile is like a call center job. You have to interact with customers, you have to bring the business and all. But yes, that profile gives me a edge to the career. I connect with the customers, I learn how the business grows, I learn what a customer face, what are the customers basically asking from the business. So
Right.
thereafter onwards, I got my needs. Like yes, I am the one who can build a product, who can come into the business, who can bring the business to the table and maintain that business. And also, I would love to do the works for the client, and how sustainable, how easy I can make the journey for the client to go ahead with the solar for their homes.
Okay.
So that's the basically start of my career. And last 3.6 years, I am with Amplus till now. As right now, I am an assistant manager for the growth and strategy department there. So a journey from a pre-sales analyst, or you can say a customer care profile, to a growth and strategy assistant manager, that was really fascinating for me.
Wow.
It Whenever I think about it, it just give me a goosebumps like how I have transitioned.
Interesting. Interesting. You still have two more, one more minute at least.
Okay, even if I have to add it to more, like when you join a company now, people don't show you, like you have to make your places in each and every company. So I made my place with them, I made the places in their heart, and of course the managers supported me a lot. They have given me a chances to explore all the sections. A part of pre-sales, I came to business. I go for the marketing support. I also look for the brand placements, how I can place the brand in the market. So all that role add on the responsibilities to me, and also things like if I say it add a product vibe into me, like how you can grow the product in a market.
Interesting.
And today, even if I say, I can say that at residential solar market, I am well versed, not well versed as the senior leaders, but a little versed with them in case of a product and a customer side. I lost your camera.
Yeah, right.
Um,
I was off for a second. So,
yes,
I get the good vibe that you are basically thankful for the lot of the things that happened in your life, right?
yes, right.
Huh?
And
Interesting.
I hope I learn a lot in future. And I am
Great.
keen to learn and passionate about it.
Perfect. Interesting. So, and there's a lot of thoughts. So let me ask some questions now, right? So next 30 minutes will be like, what, why, how about the product management, right? You aspire to be a product manager. That's what I get. But
Right.
help me understand now. Like, why do you aspire to be a product manager? In short, it might be a very wrong question, right? It You may not have ever thought about it. So no judgmental question. It's like you can Think about it. Take your time
It's
also.
the perfect question why I want to be a BAPM. So basically, I just mentioned that I love talking to people. Okay, I connect with people and their problem, their journey. So whenever you buy a product now, it's basically a journey for a customer to opt that product. For me, even if I buy a pencil, so it's like why I should buy Apsara and why I should not buy a Natraj. So it's a journey for me to choose that brand, to choose that product over any other product. So whenever I say to my customer like why they should choose our company for the solar or anything else, or for any view, it should be the customer should get that goosebumps yes, this is the brand that I am looking for. So that is a kind of product I want to build in the market, that gives a positive and outlooks to the customer like yes, if I go with this, then I will go with this.
Okay, interesting. Now I have a. It might be a. So let's talk about this. You want to be a product manager. That's the current state. I would
Right.
like to show you a graph actually. Um, is there an option to drop a comment? No, right? Let me drop you a link from. This is about. Right. One second. So I want to. No. Okay. I'll give you this. I drop. You have this WhatsApp on your screen. Tap open in your desktop.
Yes, just a minute.
Sorry. I dropped you a link on there. If you click the link,
It's a
it will
Twitter
open up.
link.
Yes, yes. So there's a header image, right?
Okay, this one the pages does not exist. I have to log in. Just a minute.
And never mind, never mind. Okay.
I'm
So
unable to log in actually right now from
never
my
mind, never
laptop.
mind. Technically, I didn't think you will have to log in, but anyway. So there's a. Let me talk about change the topic. So I could not go into explaining something unimportant now. So I want to ask your last 30 days of efforts, right,
Okay.
to transition into product management.
Okay. So basically, if I say I never opt for the courses, okay, for especially for the products, I do follow the groups. I learn from my own experiences what I am doing right now and what I can do right now for the customer.
But what did you
Like
said?
for example,
I am not. You started with
I
something.
don't opt for the courses
You don't know.
specifically
Okay,
to
which
the
is fine.
product
Yes,
manager.
yes, which is okay. Which is very perfectly fine.
Hello,
Hello,
are you there?
I'm here. Hello, you can see me.
I think we lost Hari. Let's wait for a minute.
Uh, I'm here. I
We
had.
Yes, I hope
Hi,
we got. Yes.
hi.
Okay.
Actually, I could hear you. I could see
Okay.
you. That's the software thing now. I
That
could hear you. I could see you, right? And I could hear that you are saying. I think we lost Hari.
yes.
I was the audience, but you were not able to communicate.
Okay. I hope we are back to the platform.
Yes, yes, we are back.
Yes. So I just
So,
mentioned that I don't opt for the courses specifically for the product manager role. I basically interest lies basically with the numbers that
hmm,
product brings.
sure.
So I opt. I'm right now pursuing my triple ITB courses for the data science specialization with a business analyst, so that it could add value to my product experiences that I have. Moreover, I do follow the groups for the product where I can learn the tear downs and all. I never tried anyone's on my own self. I don't have that much experiences with that, but
Okay.
yes, talking about my own product, like what I am building right now. So
No,
basically, I
sorry.
see.
Wait. My
Okay,
question was not answered, so I will ask you the question same question again in different words. Tell me about your last 30 days efforts to transition into a product management role.
I follow you. I came
I
for
just
this
effort.
interview.
I tried. Your
It's
effort of
basically a
last
effort
30
that I
days.
have. Yeah. So last 15 days, I just tried myself to convince for this interview. This is my
Okay,
best
so
effort that I have
this
done for the PM. Yes.
right, right. Have you seen that movie Matrix?
No.
No. Uh,
Matrix or Matrix?
Matrix. There is a
Yes.
it's 2023, actually 2003 movie. Actually 1990s movie.
Matrix. Matrix.
Matrix Revolution, Matrix Reloaded, and there are three series. Right? Neo,
I
right?
haven't seen complete series,
Never
but
mind, never
I
mind. So
have seen this one.
there's a concept. What I'm trying to tell you is when you join this event, right? This is live event. This is the technically a defining moment in your journey of being a product manager.
Yes.
You have chosen this path now. Now you are going never you will never be able to the previous Sakshi that used to be. You have taken an action you
Okay.
wanted to take up. Okay. Now what I'm saying is that there's no going back. Um, so it's like a red pill and blue pill concept. In case you ever come to know about this. Now, let me try to ask you: what is there any next 30 days? Any plan you are thinking about actually doing something about transitioning into product management?
Yes. I am looking forward for the things that like I am trying to involve the tear downs where I can see how a product is building, how what a, actual business cases the
You
business is facing
can you repeat your answer?
for the product tear downs.
Uh, so I'll repeat my question. What is your next 30 days plan to transition into product management role?
Yeah, I am planning to participate in a product tear down.
Sure.
The
Okay.
first
Uh,
and the foremost thing.
sure. Tell me more. Tell me about this seminar, this tear down.
I am not actually convinced of it right now. I am trying to convince, like, I will participate with this. And the thing is that I procrastinate more. That's a
Okay.
very odd thing for me, but yes, I do.
Let's forget you do procrastinate. Okay. It's about taking action, what you want to do.
Yes.
Let's say, so let's change the topic somewhat. So we'll come back to this in a different way. Let's talk about product management as a whole. If you are, assume you are a senior product manager uh, with a company that has an Android app which has got almost 1 million downloads on the Play Store, right? Now you are the senior PM, you have a junior PM reporting to you. What would be your responsibility? What all be your responsibilities to take care of in your day to day life?
Okay.
Some senior project management responsibilities. In case you can think about it, just a broad
Okay.
assumption thing, right?
So it could be like the user's stories, like the user journeys should be mapped. There should be a product roadmap for the complete upcoming launches or the things that we are going to add to our app. I have to bring ideas to the table where we can make our app something different from the market,
Okay, so
or
wait.
there could be some
I think we
business
jumped
problem.
the, yeah, I think we jumped the picture rather than talking about senior product management roles opportunities, right? Let's just talk about the product management opportunities because you just okay. I'll give you a different picture now, give different scenario. You are just joining as your first product manager in any organization today. Hello, can you hear me?
Lost.
Okay.
Your connections.
Hi.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. We are back in the show.
I got this. I think there is some technical issue with this system, and I figured that just removing you once and adding you again does the needful.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Uh, okay, I was talking about
The role the product manager
the
plays.
role, right? So you are joining today as a first-time product manager with some organization, which has got some Android apps and some teams working on day-to-day life cycle. You are joining today. What would be your questions to understand your role?
So my first question will be like, what is your product? what you are building and what do you want to place your product in. Basically, in order to be a product manager, you have first know the product.
Right. Okay. Let
What
me
you are.
break down. Right. This is your first day. Now, when I tell you a question or ask you a question, maybe you should try to understand the question once more, ask some more questions, right? To understand the question. Maybe I should ask you, like, what exactly do you understand by the question? So let me give you more assumptions around the this scenario, and you can try to understand the question and then think about it, structure your answer, come back to this. Uh, you're joining today. You have experienced the product of the company before joining. That's a scenario, right? I'm expanding the picture. You have studied the product. You find some things good. You don't find some things interesting. You find some things broken also. Now, when you are joining today, after exploring the product, you get to talk to the initial team, right? 5, 10 members, whatever they are. You now the question is like, when you have the picture of the product, man, what is the your first question was, tell me what is the
What is.
product, what do you do, right? Uh, so that is the first question's answer. This is the product is, we are actually, let me give you a sample answer, right? uh, we have this Android app that is used to like a keyboard, in the mobile keyboard, right? Keyboard, it's like that. So you can use it like a keyboard in your phone. Now, what would be your next question to move forward?
So I could ask for the business problem.
Right.
Like, what are the problems or the business problems that our product is currently facing?
Interesting. Sure. Okay.
So I can go ahead with breaking down those complex problems and exploring like how we can solve that.
Interesting. Right. First was you would ask about the question. Second is, tell me the business problem you're trying to solve. Right.
Yes.
Right. Right. Interesting. That, just to add to that pointer, what happens, what is possible is that, right? Uh, you can try to understand the quarterly goals, like what in particular quarter you are trying to focus on, right? So when you are going
That
forward.
comes with the problems when we are breaking the complex when we break into the small pieces. Like,
Sure.
okay, we draw a complete yearly roadmap. Now tell me what we have to achieve in this quarter. Let's
Mhm.
break to the month, to the day, something like that.
Interesting. Some more questions you have in your mind?
I would love to know your journey. I've gone through your LinkedIn profile, but I'm still not known who Harry Home is and what he is doing and all.
Sure, sure. My story, I'll keep it for the some structured part of this, last 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
So let me try to come back to our conversation. I'll try to, help you think about few things, right? So your roles and responsibilities when you try to join a new company.
Yeah.
That's, you got some picture, right? You'll need to understand the basic structure, what they do, what are the problems they're trying to solve currently, and what are the systems they are using, right? So I'm trying to share my experiences. So when I joined somewhere where I there's a backstory and there's a forward story. So I explored the product before joining, and when I joined the team, I get to understand that this the problems I was looking at, as a user, are completely different from the problems the team inside looks at. Right. So
Yes,
as a user,
definitely it happens.
right. So as a user, I use this Android keyboard since last the beginning of the time, 5, 7 years. I used to use that keyboard. Now I got a chance to work with that product as a product manager. Interesting story behind that is, excuse me. Um, so the story was, trying to add to that. When I joined the team and I tried to understand the problems they are trying to solve, they were completely different. So this is not even a problem as a team management, right? This is the problems I was seeing as a user, right? That these are not the problems they are facing on. So they are focusing on their larger goals, their larger business objectives, right?
Right.
That particular product was connected to other systems in the company. their own goals, right? Their own aspirations where they want to go. As a user, I could only see the basic things they are doing. I could see.
The things
Uh,
that hinders our problem. Like this is our problem.
right.
We are
This is
facing these things in app.
I want to solve that. I joined this company to solve that problem.
Yes, got it.
Okay. So about me again, I will talk about that later. So we talked about few things, your aspirations, your methods. About methods of learning, right? Do you understand your own method of learning?
Yes, I
Sure.
can say probably yes. The reason behind that, I am a self learner. I used YouTube's, LinkedIn's platforms like to learn each and every day. The moment I face something, I Google it. Frankly and honestly, I Google the problems. From learning Excel to the Power BI, and I'm learning right now Python. So all the skills that I'm adding to my profile, I am googling it basically, each and everything. And the
Interesting.
YouTube is the best teacher I can say. Each everything is available if you want to learn.
Mhm. Yeah, of course, everything is there.
So I am a self learner. I Google,
Sure. So
and
you
and nowadays I'm doing ChatGPT if I want to
interesting.
learn
We'll talk about it
ChatGPT.
for some time. So you're currently learning Python.
Yes.
Interesting. So you have a repository on GitHub.
I am just a basic learner. I am not into Python. It's just a 2 day class that I have started with. I'm
Hmm.
still a lot to learn in Python.
What is the agenda of learning Python as a PM? Because you're currently focusing on Python, but you want to be a product manager.
Okay. So, being a product manager, I have I told you earlier that I have a keen to the numbers. I
Right.
love to read the data. And
Right.
until and unless I don't read the data, it's my perspective that I can't build the product. The number is the thing that brings business to the table. Whatever the product you make doesn't matter if doesn't bring something to the table or add value to the journey or to the customer. Your product is not a hero. So for the same, I am learning Python. Basically, it also right now required in my current role for the data cleaning and the Power BI's platforms to analyze the data and the for business perspective.
Interesting.
This is the main reason to learn that.
So some data analysis basically.
Yes, some data analysis basically.
Interesting. Interesting. And you're learning that with all the systems available on the internet. Have you created a system like how frequently do you focus on how much time every day you focus on learning on Python?
Yes, I near about give 2 to 3 hours per day for my learning perspective. I have a
Every day.
fixed time from 8 to 10 or 8 to 11, where I want to expand my horizon. I go to LinkedIn and all. Even I go to stories. I read them. What is going right now in the market? A part of that, I upskill myself. And on weekends, it's like on a mood basically. If I am free, I prefer a morning routine for study.
Interesting.
This is the
Um,
one thing that make myself calm,
yeah.
give me a positive aura that I can bring.
Sorry. Help me understand. What is the question?
Study is like na, everything something always inspire you. Then
Right.
books and study is something that inspires me every day
Okay.
to
So
go
what is your
ahead
question?
with my career.
Sorry. What is your question?
So like it's not a question, it's just an answer. Like
Okay. Okay.
it's
Okay.
study is the one thing that satisfy me every day.
Interesting. Perfect. Of course. Um, so you right. I was trying to understand the time spent, the goal you're following. So is that some particular course, structured course kind of thing which you are following? You said 2 days, right?
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
I am
Perfect.
I am having a course from Triple ITV.
Anything lined up after for learning after this?
Still not now. I
Okay.
hope I can switch it. to complete PM role where I can apply the same for the business perspective. Uh, I will not say as a complete product manager, uh, because you can build a product, but you have to run that product in the market. So I want to the bridge between them, both of them, from business perspective and from the product base. I don't want to lose any one of them. So I opted for a business analyst kind of a role, like not a properly business analyst. It's like some role that can have a incline towards the stakeholders and to
Mhm.
the product. I can merge both of them on a table.
Perfect. Interesting, right? Let me try to take a minute, right, to structure my thoughts. So it is 4:30 now. We have spent 30 minutes in this conversation. Uh, what is that we should be talking about now? You want to learn, right? So you have you started applying seriously, or like you're planning to
Yes,
do it?
I'm actively applying for that. In if not each and every, but the roles that suits my journey and the roles that I can honestly bring to the table, the skills that I can.
Sure. Can I ask you about your methods of finding an opportunity?
Yeah, yeah.
Please tell me.
So I prefer LinkedIn firstly.
Mhm.
First of all, the LinkedIn profile that I came across, the job profile I came across,
Right.
I love to mold my resume accordingly, so that it can engage the recruiters. Also, I go ahead with the reference. I talk to the people on LinkedIn. If I got something that can suit my skills with their requirement, I prefer to go ahead with that.
Interesting. Uh, that's okay. Maybe that's not a very interesting or important thing to talk about. Is do you have some specific questions, like when you want to transition into product management role? If you are, there's some question which you are looking forward to since very long time. I'm not able to find this answer, so I need somebody to ask me this question.
It's not like that. Whenever someone asks, like you even ask, what are you aspiring as a PM? What are the roles you are expecting as a PM? So from my perspective, there is no perfect answer for that. Every product manager in a different domain is working differently. Might be a manager who is working for a product is not named as a product manager, but he is doing some similar kind of things. So,
Hmm.
do you have any such definition which can fit a product manager role? Like this person who is doing these all things can be said as a product manager.
Right, right,
Even for a brand placement, if I say a product manager do a brand placement, even a brand manager do that.
right,
What's
right.
different between them? Then,
Hmm. Okay.
so
So you're
basically
asking me the. Sorry,
that
Abhi.
is the difference that I'm not able to get between the positions or designations. You can say.
That's a very there's a very thin line between the definitions. Right? So the roles, I have we have to assume our responsibilities on a larger scale as well as the minute scale. Right? We may have to design sometimes. We may have to take care of the Jira tickets sometimes. Right? Not really coding, but we need to understand the technology. We need to understand the business. So there are lot of roles we need to assume under one goal. So we have to basically start with defined goal. Help the team stakeholders understand the goal. So it's like just telling everyone that what we are doing every day consistently. It's like a project manager. Technically the end thing will be done by the software developers, right? But we'll be into planning, we'll be into documentation, just writing down what is happening, right? It's like from 7 days from now what we will be doing and how it will impact. It may impact our quarterly goal. So
Okay,
that's the
got it.
planning part. We need to know what we are going to focus on in next 3 months, dividing that into maybe
Similar
three.
to a project manager role. Similar to a project manager role,
Similar to that, but
like
we are
how
also
we are
looking
going
into.
about the products.
Sorry.
Got it. I basically think of it like solving a business problem as a product
Sure.
manager role.
So you know about software development life cycles?
A little, because I'm not into a software development company. Neither I have learned that. I'm not from a
Hmm.
CS background.
Hmm.
So I basically know about like how a project move, what are the roles and responsibilities we have given as a product. So as a project,
Hmm. Okay, let me try to.
not a complete cycle of facilities.
Mhm. Let me try to ask you about the project again. One story, one project that you built in your career, that one project you worked on from the impact point of view, from your efforts, right? So, as a product manager, we look for the impact. What we were able to enable the business change, or data part, right? How the users were able to sign up more, or whatever they wanted to do. So some story you want to share, you have, you can share, right, about your impact as a.
So
Yeah.
right now I am working with NBFCs to get a finance onboarding with our company, to get a loan or EMI facility to the customer. That
Sure.
will definitely bring a boost to our client numbers, or you can say the project numbers. So
Sure.
I started this with some start, like I started firstly talking with the NBFCs, finalizing them, searching for them, getting quotes from them. That's a
Right.
one of the way or the method I proceed ahead with it.
Interesting. Okay.
Apart, yes, a part of a second project that I have and hands on right now, I am developing a integrated chat GPT bot development for analyzing the customer's responses,
Okay.
to get a
Uh,
customer responses automatically.
sure. You remember the question?
Yes, what are the projects that I am working on?
Projects, right? Sorry, I
Right.
admit that. Now, which tool do you use for project management?
We are basically focusing on MS Planner. It's
Okay.
Microsoft Task Planner.
Sure.
Uh,
Uh,
we are not using Jira and all right now.
sure. Which is fine.
Everything is on Microsoft.
Right. Is there software development involved in the process?
No.
No, right? So there's a project, you are taking care of the project. Okay, I get this.
Yes.
So one.
It comes with the integration. We have a in-house CRM software for which each and every platform we bring to the table in our company, it should be integrated with our CRM software. There we
Sure.
comes with the tech department and the product software integrations.
Right. Uh, Talking about the project, right? The, if you can talk about the goal definitions, do you have weekly, every day, or monthly goals or quarterly
Yes,
goals? How
we
do you?
have weekly and monthly goals. Even quarterly, if you say, or yearly. But yes, we have weekly goals that we want to accomplish in this week.
Sure. So it's been almost like 41 minutes in the session. Let me try to summarize this maybe for and keep it to
Yes,
the
yes, definitely.
and not really expand very much. So focusing on the time is one of the skills we need to. Focusing on the agenda as a product manager is one thing we need to take care of to save time
Yes.
and, let's say, interest of the people who might want to watch this. So one thing I realized in last, this is my fourth interview, right? I
Fourth, yes.
fourth. I repeat this. Have you seen that in last like half an hour? Uh, I keep on saying, filling words whenever I don't have words to talk about. I said like that.
You need to
There's
get a structure your words.
words before I speak.
Yes.
Now that I have realized it, I'll be more considerate on how actually I need to control those things. So let me consciously think about the answer I want to give in next 5 4 minutes. I want to tell you about my story since last the beginning of my career as a PM. Let me try to take next 5 minutes to describe myself. So in first 1 minute I'll tell you the summary. Then in the last 4 minutes I'll tell you basically the longer story. In short, the summary is that I have been in last 5 years. I have been a product manager with five different organizations. It jumped unintentionally. It just happened, right? But I worked with various tech startups and I learned so many stories that I think people working in one organization may never have got it. Though I did not got an opportunity to work on a very large scale, work on a very single problem for a very long time. That's how I think I could have ideally imagined it, right? Before that, I've been working with the corporate organization into some other role from which I transitioned into product management role. Transitioning was kind of difficult for me also as a general. That's a general thing. Right? Beginning of my career, I think I spent almost like 3.5 years to build this startups from scratch. So spending 3 years every day without any source of income, just expand, trying to build something from scratch, supported by families. So in that 3.5 years, I built almost three ventures. In every year, it just somehow got shut down, and I was like, okay, next time I will do it much better. In that duration of first 3.5 years, right? First venture I built was something like justdial.com. Uh, every other client would have their subdomain and subdomain was under my domain, right? So it was called the dot nothingelsematters.com. So nothing else matters was the business name I had. Second business I launched, actually I had joined them as a developer, then they shut down their venture, then I relaunched that venture as a CEO. I executed that for some time.
That's interesting.
It it went for some time. Then I could not find revenue in that. It was the story back in 2013. The venture was the I launched the 2.0 version in various new features and new plans, something new. It, I could not find revenue in that. The last venture I was trying to build was a gaming product to make a revenue in a new way in which I thought the industry does not provide. So I built a demo using a source code after downloading from the GitHub, customized that as per my requirement, created a prototype to pitch to the Paytm and Snapdeals of those times. I could not convince them to invest in me, and neither the prototype was good enough for people to. So the one thing I could not focus on those days of my career was, I think, consistency. Today, that is why I think I'm trying to focus on consistency as a core of everything, everything. So in last three
That's the
years,
name consistency framework come.
yeah, that's the name from where consistency framework is coming. Uh, Again, am doing the part, and now I'm realizing it every time. So last year I went through this meditation session called Vipassana. There we sat down for almost 10 days and thinking about nothing, just focusing on breath. Like 10 days cut off from the internet and family and friends, everyone. That was, I think, the best time of my life where I could breathe, think about myself more in a very different way, right? So today I'm like, there's a change. It's not really visibly changed, but yes, today I understand the importance of various things that I already have, right? The way I express myself, right? The way I plan my days, the way I plan my weeks, months, and years. So after six breaks in last 6 years, today I'm building. I think I'm trying to restructure myself in a public format where I feel like connecting with people, because in last 4 years, almost after COVID, right, it has been very difficult for people to connect one on one.
Yes.
We and most of my last six ventures was remote. So uh, I'll tell you my last 6 years of product management also in short. Let's try to summarize them. Then. So in last 6 years, the first venture I joined as a product manager was not even a product company. It was a project management company. So they were picking up software development projects from outside. I was the project manager. I was called the product manager just because I was a first time product manager. I could be convinced that this is a product management role. So technically there was no product. It was only 3 months projects. So in 3 4 months, I think we delivered 2 3 projects They started and they ended. So there was no real product management. It was project management. I think it was also important for me to understand the software development project as a product manager first time in my career. So I had the tag of a product manager, but I was doing the project management as a with software developers for the very first time in my career. So it went good. I went to Mumbai for that role. Before this, I was in Gurugram. Everybody was in my family was like shocked. Why are you going to Mumbai just for joining this one other role? This is my dream. I have it. I had to. I've been looking forward to doing this. So I did not. I missed the story where transitioning into product management. There's a long story for some other day, right? But the second role I got after that was uh, Zipgrid, where I was making something like MyGate, the society management system. Have you heard about that?
Yes, yes, my guitar.
So when I joined them, it was about to be launched. I think that was there was a little bit of chaotic situation where the product is not launched. The client is asking for it every day. Where is the product? The software development was outsourced, so we had to collaborate with them. Like, what is happening today? What is happening today? And we cannot even. And that was again, the remote thing. So not the first time we were sitting together. Then there were some communication gaps in that team also. And there was an inside team management where we were doing everyday hustle. We were also planning to bring the software development in house, so that was another activity I had to juggle every day. And I think there were some more responsibilities. So that was the first official product management role where I was taking care of a product. Is it going boring? So I'll skip it.
No, no, no. It's interesting. Don't worry. I'm with you. I'm just
Which is
not trying to interrupt you.
fine, sure. So the third role, what happened after Zipgrid was that COVID happened. Technically, there was no other option. COVID happens, so there's no question asked, right? Whatever happens is happens there. uh,
Yes.
After that, I had to when I was supposed to walk out from there. After looking for some opportunities, I joined an organization called Lattu Kids. It was Android app for early stage kids like 1 to 3 years old, rhymes for in English and Hindi, and rhymes and maybe one or two mathematics and some interactive questions also. So it was a very small team of 5 people. Again, it was remote. I joined them as a product manager again, but they were thinking of probably shutting it down. So after 3 months, again they decided to shut down the product. But in those 3 months, I learned a lot about data analytics and a tool called Clever Tap. Have you heard about that?
Clever tap. Right. I
Clever
heard
Tap,
about it. Right.
right? So it's a data analytics tool like a Google Analytics for mobile apps. It could tell me that how many users downloaded the app today, how many were able to log in, how many were not able to log in, everything about users' life. So if somebody downloads the app at 5 a.m., you know, by whole the day, what do they do on their app? We get to know as a manager inside the system. So using
Okay.
that data, I think I was able to understand so much everything I could not imagine before that day in my career. So I learned a lot about CleverTap system, and today I call myself a CleverTap freelancer. So in case somebody is just looking for help to implement CleverTap, or I can help them understand the analytics or data or stories within that, implement the user journey within the system. Right? That's depth part of it. I think I also got access to the CleverTap University, from where I can actually learn from there. That system. That was the third role. The fourth role I got was about the keyboard company, which I was following since very long time. I got
Yes.
an opportunity to join them as a product manager. I was like, it should be the dream role of my career. Uh, it
You were
or the key
about to solve that problem.
lot of problems inside. I could face as a, so I broke down into that company. I broke gone into that company. The things I want to talk about. Yes, so company called itself the Conversational Media Company. So conversation, the keyword, right? Keyword conversation. I took that keyword. I tried to think about everything I could think in that keyword. Like, what is a conversation? What happens in a conversation? What are the dependencies in a conversation? So I've written actually series of 5 articles talking about the conversation. What is the conversation? Important, sorry, tough conversations, and some I don't even remember the most of the titles now. But feeling like I'm doing a research onto that topic conversation. Uh, we are doing a conversation where we actually are trying to express ourselves. So recently I picked up this book called. I don't, give me 1 second. I want to think about that answer. Right, that book name. Uh, the book is strong communication. Anyway, so it's about like how do we communicate with one another. We pick up that book right now and find out the name. I forget the name.
That's
So
okay.
yeah,
That's
that's about
completely.
that organization. Something happened during that organization also. When after that I had to join other company, I looked into as a. I thought about now I can be a freelancer about data analytics. I pitched myself as a data funnels optimization person, and I got an opportunity to join as a growth marketing manager. Technically, it was a new role in my career, growth marketing. I had never done that. I got an opportunity to
I
do
told you
that.
the product is basically the amalgam of everything. You can bring everything to the table when you are a product manager.
Everything, right? So, growth marketing,
Yes.
I was like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to take care of some things that I already know. I thought, I will take some time to understand the role, okay, which is fine. So, it was something like that only. I was supposed to implement the system like CleverTap, but for email. So, you know,
Okay.
well, I was what I learned inside that role was that there's a lot of data analytics required to send email campaigns, how an email campaign has to be set up, how the journeys have to be set up. So I already understood the journeys in my previous role. I just had to redesign that for the email only. Right? We just had to remove the app from there. There was no app in that case. So I think I sent almost like 30 lakh emails in a matter of 3 months. Then understanding that number is like sending 30 lakh emails. Initially, I was like, every day I'm sending too many emails. It's okay. So, but after looking at the data, it's like, okay, something must have changed. So, when I looked at the impact of that number, right, I could understand the business impact. There was some 5% of growth of revenue from there. A lot of people
Okay.
had reached out using those emails and they went ahead and did the transaction. So, even if they did for, let's say 30 lakh, at least one you know there is some impact from there, business impact. But I think, yeah, that's about the numbers. I wouldn't be going into the details. So that's about me in short. I did not went into talking about. Did I tell you my story like a journey, or did I miss something
It's
about?
like a journey from start to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. But yes, your journey give me an insights like yeah, I am on a right path, learning a numbers, diving into the numbers, bring the product in the market. It's
Sure.
basically what bring the business to the table and that brings the product to the market.
Interesting. Interesting. So I will have some recommendations maybe for you when you're trying to transition
Yeah,
into them.
love to hear that feedbacks.
Though you are already spending your time to learn and apply for the opportunities. Right? One thing is like focus when you are trying to do too many things at the same time, looking for opportunities as well as learning. Though we need to balance. I understand we need to balance. So maybe write more, because when you're doing multiple things, when you are spending time to write down, do you know how writing, or do you actually write your thoughts as a
I made my day to-do list for my day.
you do the to-do list? Maybe one page. What is that you're doing these days, right?
Okay, it's like a diary writing. I used to
Mm.
do that, but no, not currently, basically, because when I try to write now, I fill the diary in nearly 6 months. I write not it doesn't remain to the one page. Then it's like a story.
Sure, sure. So I'm trying to get you to find time to think. Writing is not about diary writing, but if you want to read it someday later in future as a nostalgia, right? It's like think of taking time to think. What are we doing these days? What is happening in my life? When I start writing, the words automatically come down on the screen, or the keyboard or the pen and paper when we are writing, right? So mind thinks, actually, is this the right word I want to write down? Is this the right message I want to tell my future self? Is this the right thing that is happening in my life? Basic right questions the mind automatically asks. So maybe we will not get these questions like a very clear words, but there will be questions in our mind when we start writing something. So write more, define your goals very clearly. So I read this when I started, learning 2 years back. I found a mentor, and how I found a mentor. There's a short story inside that also. So what happened in there was, I was talking to everyone in the industry, reaching out, talking, asking them random questions. Too many questions. I was asking too many questions. Like, some of them used to respond, which is okay. They could answer me without understanding the context, and they were like, okay, I think they thought my question is resolved. But I was like spread everywhere, so I was not focused. Maybe that. What happened during those reaching out to these, right? One of the people I was trying to reach out every often, very often, right? Why? So they suggested me, rather than answering your random questions, I want to help you to learn the day-to-day structure. I was like, okay, you will really do that for me? Technically the life changed after that. They sat with me for almost 3 months to 6 months. They gave, so it was technically, I wouldn't say they did not do anything. So there's a method of starting. उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया, but मेरे को सिर्फ इतना सा बताया कि ऐसे ये करना चाहिए. So we sat every week for half an hour. We defined 1 week goal, just that. 1 week goal in a Word document. There was a date and the goal and the metrics to track that goal. Like, I want to write one page every day. Did I, after completing that 7 days, we check the goal. Did we complete that goal? Yes or no? That's okay. Or how much percentage we complete. So we did it very consistently for 3 months. Then the structure. Initially, they were telling me the structure, like what exactly you should follow. After a few days, I was building the structure myself because I learned the importance of that
way
structure,
to do that.
right? To expand on that, to think about how to think in those structures. So, product structure is a one important thing that is needed in a career of a product manager. Um, Even thoughts need to be structured. Every document need to be structured. Every plan need to be structured, right? Every conversation need to be structured. This interview had to be structured. Everything around that, right? So there's a lot inside that structure. So when I learned that structure management, then and that's like almost 1 year ago story. Even then, I was like realizing the importance of consistency in my career. I learned that I'm not really consistent in my career in some areas, right? At least about learning. When I want to learn something, of course, I spent last 4 years into learning a lot of basics. But there was some gap somewhere, right? Some focus was missing. So now I am trying to. Now I'm able to define my goals. Uh, I wanted to talk about the goal, right? So I was recommended some books in that duration. In the beginning of my career, from 2016 to 2021, I read at least one book per year. That's slow. How I read. One book per year. Nobody can read that slow. Uh, but I used to.
Basically, I do take time to read books. It's very
Really?
less frequency for me. Yes,
What
I'm
is the
right
book?
now. I am right now having reading a book, Atomic Habits, to build
Sure,
my habits daily.
sure.
It says that a small addition each and every day brings something new and to you. The
Right,
thing I'm trying to apply to my daily life. I'm still
right.
not
So,
able to finish that from last 6 months.
so you're not able to find time to read the book?
Yes, basically you can say that because I am right now focused to the career and all. But I do read it 1 or 2 pages daily. I'm trying to read that, but the consistency is not there with for this book.
Right. Right. So it's about consistency in every part of life.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
saying yes is easy today, right? When we are sitting
But
in a gym.
maintain that, yeah.
Sorry.
In order to maintain that, you have to be very keen towards that goal. Like you
Of
want to
course,
achieve
that is
that
why.
goal, and you
That
have
is
to
why.
be consistent for that.
Right. So that is why doing. So what you are saying is, and what you're doing are very different things. What I am getting is right. Right. Um, it's like I want to do 10 things. You're doing 10 things, right? So, but even if you remove 10, like three from there, the life will be pretty much good, structured, and you'll be able to get more like that, right? You understand that, right?
Right, I
So,
understand.
so maybe the general question, if I can ask you, can be, what are the 10 things you want to do achieve in your next 1 month? From there, you know, you will be able to focus on three or four. There are 10 things, right? Reading a book, learning Java, finding PM opportunity, and
Even
attending
I
events.
can't list down 10 right now. I can't list down 10 right
Let
now.
me, let me let me help you do that right now.
No, I can't list 10, at least not. I can, if I think, I can list one or one to five max.
Okay,
Five.
let's do five. Let's do. I will note down. I will add a comment in this video also.
I will share you that.
Okay,
Honestly, I will share that with you on a chat.
sure. Okay,
The
but
next
do share
five things that
because
I want to accomplish
in next 1 month,
next 1 month.
right? So now we are coming to a conclusion. It's been 1 hour 5 minutes. I
Yes.
want let's take it as a challenge on live broadcast, right? Think about it like a challenge to yourself, right? Define the things you want to achieve in next 30 days. Let's talk about that maybe 30 days again after 30 days and how much you are able to actually accomplish. Let's check the progress from there.
Okay. Yeah,
Make
let's
yourself
connect on LinkedIn for the same. I will post
sure,
each and every day something like that, like what I have achieved and what I am about to achieve in the next 30 days.
yeah, perfect, perfect. Yeah,
Yes,
so I want
done.
perfect.
Just keep
So
posted on my LinkedIn posts.
perfect. So that's about it. We let's conclude this conversation.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
us
It's
let us keep in touch
like,
and bring more structure. Good luck to you. Huh?
what is that problem that you want to solve from that keyboard company? I want to learn. I want to know, actually, not learn. I want to know.
Okay. What I
That is the
wanted
one
to
problem from your perspective that you want to solve, but the industry don't want to solve that.
I like that question. So I'm happy to extend. Is this lightning is little flickering at my end, right?
No, it's okay from my end.
Okay, you see it, right? Give me 1 second to. I think my face has been little oily. Anyway, what is that? Yeah. So I have been using that mobile keyboard since last 5 years before joining the company. Okay. I can tell. I can live that story right now like a character. Every day I used to complain, literally talk to the CEO of that company. I mean, not every day, but often send them then a screenshot or a screen recording of the issues I faced in their keyboard. So it's like if the settings are not working, I screen record them and share it to them. Sir, thing is not working with in your keyboard. um, I used to tweet on the Twitter tagging their company. Uh, Let me talk about that only first now. So there were a lot of problems I could face in that keyboard. That was my user, my experience as an end user. So after complaining to them for almost like 4 years, I used to complain.
Okay.
I used to send feedback, everything. So company knew me. Everyone inside the company they knew me like this is the person who you always used to complain from Twitter. Now he is in our company, sitting in front of us.
That's the reason they hired you. Let's come to the board and solve the problem, whatever you are facing.
Right. That's what how it happened. So I also when how it happened, like why I started using that keyboard. Um, Before in the beginning of my career, when I was talking about the British shit, So the British, it's my second venture, right? Which was relaunched by me. So when I joined them as a techie, um, the founder of that first version of that company, the British shit, right, was the founder of the keyboard company also. So he was there. We had some one conversation only, right? But he was an IITian, so I think I liked his thoughts. The way he had a conversation maybe, and he also went through some building a lot of products from there. So he was technically leaving that. He gave me the code control, right? So I had to take care of the control after he was leaving. So I started following him from there. The journey started back in 2012. From there, he built another product, which was another international, I would say, great product in the industry, which went viral for some time, I think. So it was kind of a Instagram pictures and some I would not be able to actually describe the product, but yeah, I kept following the person. Then he relaunched the launch of story of the Bobble keyboard, right? The keyboard company was Bobble keyboard. So when he launched that, I downloaded the app very first day. I was like the very first, maybe not the very first user, but I got the access very soon. Since then, I kept on, and the keyboard was interesting. So I can create a cartoon face of my own self for chatting on WhatsApp. And I use that actively or fun, right? So, but the issues in the keyboard are I'm not able to use that every day. Often I have to switch to Gboard so that, ouch. Wow, it was live conversation. I felt alive. Actually. What would I say? I let's see if she comes back. I had fun telling stories. We'll wait for a minute, then we'll conclude the session. If it takes time, I would assume that the what should I say? The laptop has shut down, maybe due to lack of batteries or internet. Internet. Yeah, internet can also break suddenly. So conditions applied, but let's not assume. Let's wait for a minute, and we'll conclude. So yeah, let's conclude. This was a candid conversation with Sakshi Priyadarshi, right? She's an aspiring product manager and she seems to be excited, actually thankful. That's how it started. She's very thankful for her progress in the last 5 6 years. So good luck to her. She let let's hope she will find the first opportunity very soon. What else? We'll see you tomorrow with Hardik Shah as an interview candidate for senior product manager role. Until then, have a good day.